Welcome to the Flowsurfers website. This is a little intro movie around our efoil tours and our efoil lessons. We're located on the island of Samsø, and we have two different locations where we have our efoil lessons. It's in the harbors of Ballen and of Morup, and we have the opportunity to have flat water, so we can choose either side of the island in order to have calm seas. Here we see the efoil, which you control with a remote control, and you control the speed on the speeder there. And it's a way to efoil with sensors, and I'll come back to that, why that is a good thing. Here we have the radio helmets with walkie-talkies, so that you're in direct contact with the instructor and can get all the tips and tricks directly to you while you're doing the lessons. The efoil has a battery, and you can see the battery level on the remote and on the battery itself. When we do the lessons, it's good to have watched this movie first in order to know what are the different steps in the progression towards standing up on the efoil. The first step is to be comfortable lying on the board and traveling around at slow speeds and controlling the board and the direction of the board by moving from side to side, moving your weight from side to side. Then it's about getting more speed on the board, so you start to plane on the board and slowly leave the water a little bit, but it's actually easier to leave the water on your knees than it is lying down. So that's why we have the next step, which is to get up on the knees, and from there you start with just again floating on the water and controlling the board in the water, so that you have a good sense of how it works. And then slowly you can start to set the speed up and get on planing again, and then to slowly get the right balance and start to take off and fly above the water. So that is happening by increasing the speed a little bit, just like a plane moving through the air. This is like a plane moving through the water. So the wing brings the foil up flying. And when you move your body weight a little bit forward, the nose will dive, and when you move your body weight a little bit backwards on the board, it will come out of the water. So that's the kind of the balance that you need to have. When I talked about the sensor before, it's one of the things that make the Wado efoil so easy to learn for beginners is because it has a sensor that helps you keep the balance on the board, front and back weight. And then it's just up to you to move from side to side in order to really steer the board around. When you fly around, it's important to get the right balance and the feel of the board and how it moves in the water, and that's why it's good just to spend some time flying on the knees. The next step in the progression is to land again, and it's a good idea just to get a feeling of how to fly and land again. And then the next step for getting up in a standing position on the board is to be on all four on your knees, and then to put one foot in front, the one that you are most comfortable with having in front, and then you stand up and you stay in the water in the beginning in order just to have the support of the water and have the feeling of surfing on the water before you start to fly. When we do the lessons, we are always in calm water, not here. Here we have some waves and it's a little bit more difficult, but when we do the lessons, we always find a spot with flat water. and then it's so easy just to actually just increase the speed a little bit, pump the foil a little bit, and then it moves out of the water and starts to fly. And this sensation is so great, so wonderful. It's of course about keeping the balance, front and back balance in the correct way, and then to move from side to side in order to make the turns. It is such a wonderful feeling, zen feeling, flow feeling, and just to be flying above the water on this magical board. Many people get there in like 30 to 40 minutes, then they stand on the board flying above the water, and then they can stand for a long time. But it's actually good to practice just getting down on the board again, and then to stand up and leave the water, just as we see here. This is the procedure again, and we'll also give you a chance to see it from the other side in not so long. As I explained before, the sensor, Wado sensor, it keeps track on the distance to the water and adjusts the speed of the board accordingly, so that you have much more ease in the flying around on the board. So after an hour, you're kind of comfortable with getting up and flying, and then it's a question of getting some extra lessons or some extra time on the board in order to master the different turns. And after a couple of hours, then you're actually ready. Most people are ready to go on efoil tours, and or rent an efoil for yourself when you are ready for that. We say 3 lessons, then you have a license to fly, and then can go on tours around the island. Here we see the standing up from another position, getting the one foot in front of the other, and then standing up and flying. There's so many variations on an efoil. You can sit down like on a flying carpet or in a meditation pose. You can stand with one foot in front of the other. That's the standard stance, and do carving turns from here. You can sit on your knees and do carving turns by having a flex in the hip, and you can do a rodeo horse like a cowboy. So much fun. You can stand like standing on skis and do carving turns like that. And you can sit down with your feet like this, or with your feet backwards. It's a little bit a crazy feeling of going backwards, but so much fun. When we go on efoil tours, we go to the tip of the North Island, or maybe to the southern tip of the Samsø Island. And here we are on our way up to the north, going past the Norby Hills, and here we see Alberte, who's actually, this is her second hour. She's foiling. She has some experience from surfing, so that's of course a good thing to have, but it also shows how easy it actually is to learn to get to foil, also go on longer trips. Sitting down on your knees, sitting down on your butt, standing up, and doing different positions like Alberte is doing in just a moment. She'll go into a surfing position, and it's actually just to really play around while you enjoy nature, and you look at fish in the sea, you look at birds, you look at the sun, you look at the waves, and really just enjoy life in this zen experience, this flow experience of flying above the water. When we go on the trips, we bring some tea and some cake and cookies and stuff in a backpack. So this is me going with a backpack here, and I'm actually flying on a First time on a higher mast, and it's so much fun. I love efoiling, and I love to share the tips and the tricks that you can that will improve your experience and increase your learning, and make you experience flow in a different way. So I do this not only in Denmark on Samsø Island, but also in New Zealand, and you see me here on a mountain lake in New Zealand. Beautiful landscapes, beautiful mountains. I've been on so many different places, lakes and in the sea in New Zealand, and here this is a glacier lake, and it's no manipulation of the colors in this video. It's taken with Insta360 camera, so it has a strange angle on the camera, but there's no other manipulation. It's just so beautiful, and just a fantastic flow experience and beautiful scenery. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the water on Samsø or somewhere else.